What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive here with the next Theorycraft video. It has been a long time since we've done a Theorycraft, so I just thought it was time to do one. And as you can tell from the title, it is about the future of Clash of Clans. Now, I have not really even thought much about what I'm going to say in this video, just a general idea, and I'm just going to let my thoughts sort of come to me as we start talking and discussing the subject. And maybe it'll be a long one, maybe it'll be a short one. I'm not sure. I've got plenty of background footage, so I'm just going to talk until I'm done, and then that'll be the video. The future of Clash is an interesting subject to me, and whenever it comes up, I really don't know. It's so up in the air. It really is. This game could go for another 10 years, and this game could die in 2 years. I really do believe that. Right now, I feel like it's at its height or close to its peak. It's so dependent on what SuperCell does and implements in the game. When you have a game like this, if they don't do something to keep it fresh, to keep it to where already, and I know that it's hard on a company like Supercell because we as a consumer we get bored so quickly. You think about that war's been out for a little over a year, but to us it's so stale and it needs to be energized. It needs to be something different. And I think a lot of clans feel that way, whether it be arranged matchups, which is really where everyone has their enjoyment, where their fun comes from in war right now. It seems like every other war is just sort of practicing for those wars and refining things for those wars. So I think that they've got to do something like arranged matchups. I think I've said it for a while, it's coming, and it is. It's just a matter of how they do it. If they do something that is a version of it, like they give us leagues, but they don't give us an ability to match each other, I think it's going to be a flop. I really do. Leagues are going to be abused, just like anything. That people are going to find ways to stay low if they want to, and that's going to upset people that are not real good war clans. And then people are going to find a way to work their way up through the leagues, even if they're not justifiably good enough to be there. At least that's my opinion. I don't think the league system really translates well to war. Could be wrong. Might be something they figure out how to do really well. But really, the simplest thing is just to give us the arranged matchups. Then, if we want to do tournaments, we do tournaments. If we want to do arranged, leagues or whatever we want to do, that's pretty simple to do outside the game. They don't have to implement that in the game. The hinge pin there, the key to all of it, is just giving us the ability to match someone when we want to. So hopefully, at least for our war community, they're doing that. But even a step further than that, the game there has to be constant progression. Someone like us that plays this game, we have to be looking forward to that. We can't stay at Town Hall 9 forever and be happy. It will get old eventually. There's no question that right now, and for a long time, honestly, the perfect spot for war guys is Town Hall 9 because the balance is so perfect. It's so good. If you're a really good attacker, you're going to 3-star a lot. You're still going to screw up. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. But with that perfect plan, with that perfect execution, you're pretty much going to be able to get the 3-star. The vast majority of people in Clash of Clans, believe it or not, we're in our little bubble here at One Hive Raids where you guys have learned, and you're 3-star guys and we're 3-star guys, but the vast majority of Clash of Clans really has a hard time 3-starring Town Hall 9s, guys, at least developed Town Hall 9s. You watch these live events that they have and these quote top clashers, and they struggle. They really do. And that's the Clash community as a whole. It's not just them that are on the events, it's everyone that's not in our little niche of the game. So it is in my opinion, it's as good of balance in any game I've ever played. It's just right. They've got it just right. The problem is at Town Hall 10, it's not even close. They don't even have it. They don't have that balance even remotely close at the pinnacle of the game, and that's what hurts it. If they could find that balance somehow, and I don't know how. I don't have the answer, but if they could find that balance at Town Hall 10, especially if they could find it without disrupting the balance at Town Hall 9, then they've really got something. And if you're talking about Town Hall 11 coming out soon, which I think it is. I really do. I think it could be at ClashCon. If not, it will be soon thereafter. I think Town Hall 11 is on the horizon. If they don't have that balance there, There's nothing to keep people pushing in the game, to keep people progressing. And honestly, guys, that's where the money comes from. When people break out that credit card, that's what Supercell sort of wants. So they're going to have to, if they want that, people to continue to break out the credit card, continue to do those things, and this game continue to thrive like it has in the last few years, they've got to have that balance. Now, people will argue, oh no, it's the pushers that spend that money, or it's the farmers that spend that money, or whoever. Guys, that is so ridiculous. And for people to say that with no numbers to back it up, they just throw it out there. Hey, this group of people spend the most money. No, this group of people spend the most money. They have no freaking idea who spends the most money, nor do I. But my opinion is, of the 20, 30 million people on the planet playing the game, there is no specific, you can't say the hardcore pushers spend the most money, because that's not true. We've talked about it before. What if there's 20,000 hardcore pushers? You think they spend more than the other 20 million casual players? Of course not. It's a numbers game. That's insane. Every demographic, every category spends their money, and I'm sure Supercell knows exactly who spends the most money, but it's not going to be a play style, in my opinion, that they're going to say, oh, we can't disrupt this or that because this play style is what pays our bills. That's absurd. There's too much. You guys don't understand. They are $1 billion a year company. You think that pushers or war guys or anybody, it is the bulk of that $1 billion? That's crazy. That's not how it works. So I think they've really got to find the balance at higher level to keep this game thriving. If not, eventually the Town Hall 9 guys will do one of two things. They'll move up to Town Hall 10, they'll hate it, and they'll leave, or they'll stay at Town Hall 9 to the point they get bored and they leave. So it really is, I think we're at a crossroads of the game of how Supercell goes forward. I've got a lot of high hopes for what comes in October. Who knows what it's going to be? Might be amazing, might be a flop. But if it's a flop, they've really hamstringed themselves, and it could be the start of a downward trend, because that balance that's lacking at end game. And these 2-star guys that are on YouTube and promote this stuff, they want it to last, because if the balance comes to that point, they've either got to learn the 3-star attacks or they've got to get out of the way. Because even your general public, once it's at that Town Hall 9 level, you see it on these live events. They're talking about it. They want to do it. They know the general idea. They know you got to use hogs. They know you got to use balloons. But that's as far as it goes, And it's because they've not been exposed to it. They don't know the finer points of an attack. And like you guys have seen on the Twiddler sessions, they don't even have a grasp that exists, that level of planning and that level of knowledge exists in this game. But I think if it comes to the larger audience, if that balance and that ability to do those type of attacks and do it cleanly comes to that end game arena, then you're going to see a lot more of that trickle down, just like it always does, and it's going to get out there into the wider audience. And what we love about the game will be what a lot more people love about the game. So hopefully that's what they do. If they don't, I can tell you right now, a person that downloads the game today is not ever, in my opinion, or let's say 99% of those people that download the game today, October 2nd, 2015, are never going to be high-end pushers. They can't. They're too far behind. It's not going to happen. Yes, there might be one out of 1,000 that breaks out his credit card, that drops 10 grand, becomes a maxed out, and tries to push up to high level. But for the most part, none of these new people are going to be high level pushers. So they've got to quit catering to that. I mean, it's there. If people want to do it, fine, do it. But you've got to look at what someone that downloads the game today, how are they going to be able to enjoy the game over the next 3 months, 6 months, the next year? That's your audience you got to target to. And unfortunately, that's probably not us either as a war community. Yes, they're going to get into war, they're going to enjoy it, but it's not going to be high-end wars. But I've always said arranged matchups they benefit everyone. Whether you're just want to, you're in a casual clan that just wants to go to war against your buddy's casual clan, your high school buddy, your college buddy, whatever. You both got clans and you just want to do an arranged matchup. Whether it's that or all the way up to us, One Hive wanting to go, have a rematch with Reddit Raiders. Everything in between. It's the whole spectrum. It benefits them, and it makes the game a little bit more enjoyable. Because again, casual players want to do it too. They got friends, they've got clan families that they want to go against. It helps everyone. So hopefully that comes, and it's going to add new life to the game. I also hope they sort of have listened about this little smaller war, 5 versus 5, 10 versus 10, maybe, that you can do even during other wars, sort of outside of wars. It lasts a few hours, sort of the style that they're doing on these live attacks. And hopefully that what they're doing is the beta for it, because that would again breathe new life into the game. It gets people back on. When we're doing wars, especially on a war like we just had, where there's nothing going on, we know the outcome. Not many people are really on. You'll see it on some of the Ninja live attacks. There's not a big reaction when someone 3 stars. It's because no one's on. But when we're in those arranged matchups, the reason you see that spam fly, chat flying by, is because everybody's on. Everyone's excited. That's what it'll do for clans in between arranged wars. In slow times, it'll keep people on the game, and obviously that means more money for SuperCell, because when people are on, there's a better chance they're going to spend some gems. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just thought I would, talk about my thoughts about what they need to do, what they might be planning to do, and hopefully, again, that they have some idea, some way to find that balance at the end game, because I think that's what we all really, really want. I know Town Hall 10s want it. It's just not there right now. Everyone sort of agrees that Town Hall 9s are the lucky ones at this point, just because it's so perfect. And if they can do that for 10s and Town Hall 11s when it comes, this game's going to go. It'll go for a long, long time. So I hope they do it. I hope it works out, because I love the game. I know you guys do. So hopefully we'll all be sitting here talking about it in 5 or 6 years, how good of a job SuperCell has done along the way. All right, guys, that is it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, Jake from One Hive, doing my best to help you guys suck less.